This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I went to a comedy club in LA, and on their website, when I bought the ticket, it clearly said that they were doing a toy drive to collect toys for underprivileged kids for Christmas. So I lugged a dinosaur into the comedy club, and I was the only one.
Natalie, it's not like a comedy club could play a joke.
No, what a stitch up. Claire's in Guelph. Hi, Claire.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, Claire. When were you the only one, Claire? What happened?
So it wasn't actually me. I did this to my little 4-year-old at the time. I was heavily pregnant with my second, so I had a look at the invite, wasn't really paying attention to details, but the invite had little pirates all over it and a big pirate ship. So I just assumed it was dress up. So I love a dress up, so I got her dressed up as a pirate. I got the eyeliner out. I drew scars all over her, a little moustache. I attached her up and sent my husband along to this birthday party. And,
Please tell me you put him in costume too.
It's fine, just go in there. And they went in, and no other kid was dressed up. They're like, and they asked her, like, why is she all dressed up? And he's like, oh, just come from another birthday party.
Oh, Dad, on the money.
Daddy hasn't come from another party, so just made him out to be an utter liar as well in front of all the new parents.
And also, those party people that just go from party to party. It's like, you don't think mine's that special.
Was she okay with it? Did she rock it once she got to the party?
Oh, yeah, she rocked it. Yeah.
Because when you're that young, you're looking great. You're dressed special. You don't care.
Every day she's dressed up.
All the confidence in the world.
That's so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah. I'm dressed up as a vampire clown next. I'm sure she'll have a great day.
Nathan, it's not a thing.
It is.
Thank you, Claire. Jenny's in Basso. Hi, Jen.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Jen.
All right, Jenny, when were you the only one?
Okay, so I was probably about 10 or 11, and I used to go for West Perth footy
Yes.
in the Waffle, and I live not far from Bassendean Football Oval, which we all know is home of Swan District.
The Black Ducks.
Yeah.
And my sister told me that my footy team, West Perth, were playing there, and I got decked out in my whole kit and caboodle, and off to the footy we went, and it turns out it's Swan District home ground with not West Perth.
No garlic matches to be seen.
So you were in a sea of black and white in all your West Perth gear.
Red and blue.
Stuck out a bit.
Now, how do the football fans take that? Did they leave you alone? Did you get sledged?
Oh, no, I got booed. Booed big time.
Yeah.
For a 10-year-old, that's pretty bad.
That's brutal, isn't it?
How many people do you think were booing at you?
The whole grandstand.
Yeah.
Sean, have you had that many people boo at you?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's it like?
Western
great
Oval,
feeling.
surely.
Oh, God. Spitting at you, mate.
Yeah.
Spitting at you?
Thanks,
Oh,
Jenny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd spit on you if you're on fire.
Pretty
yeah,
feral.
thank you. That'd save me.
Tara's in Connolly. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
How are you?
Tara.
When were you the only one, Tara? What happened?
Well, it was actually my husband, and I've been dying to tell this story for years. So we got invited to a pink and white party for a friend's birthday at one of the hockey clubs. And he thought, he's a 6'4" burly guy, I'm going to go all in pink. I'm going to put myself out there. So we were visiting the op shops and Kmart and all that sort of stuff, and he had the hat and the shirt and these pants that were too small for him and a pair of shoes.
I like the effort he's going into.
great.
That's great.
Yeah.
I know. He really went with it. So he rocked up there, go to get out of the car, and he realises everyone's only in white. Even the birthday girl is all in white.
He should have pulled out a red sock out of his pocket and gone, damn, everyone tried.
And he went, you know what, I'm just going to own it. And off he went. And he was getting high fives by everybody.
You know
he
what?
really went with it, and it was the best.
It was basically wearing a pink ribbon.
Yes, that's right.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
You know what? I think you can only high five a big man in pink.
I mean, we're assuming they were high-fiving because of the pink, but maybe they were high-fiving because of the slightly too small pants. You never know.
I know, hot pants on a big fella.
That too. Yeah, it was pretty impressive, I must say.
And no, I really do. I do love the fact that because a lot of guys they won't put much effort into a dress up, and look at him. He's gone from shop to shop, buying pink stuff. Sean, not you. I have to buy all yours.
I'm all about it.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're very familiar with Pia Miranda, who, of course, sprung onto our screens in Looking for Alibrandi.
In the 70s.
A movie.
just talking about how old she is. You know how old she is.
Face of a generation. And the new kid on the block, Aidan Calafiore, who are both starring in a show on Stan called Invisible Boys, which is based on the novel by Holden Shepherd, a good Gero boy, and it's all based in Geraldton, of course, as well. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys.
Let's talk about you having your first movie ever.
Series, yes.
With this lady.
Oh, I mean, I really did win the lottery with, getting stuck with this one.
It's huge.
Absolutely huge.
It's Pia Miranda.
Exactly.
And that's your first thing.
Things about me.
But there should be some like really rubbish projects before you get to this stage.
Yeah, no, I was very lucky that I feel like I skipped a couple of steps, but I didn't skimp on the hard work, and I had an amazing mentor in Pia to make sure that I did it all and brought the project to life.
We had a
way,
good time together.
Yeah.
Too.
A lot of fun.
Well, Aidan, we first saw you on The Voice when you came on, so you can sing. So how did you do
flashy.
theatre arts stuff before? Well, how did it work out?
Yeah, I did The Voice in 2018. I've always been singing, but I've always been an actor as well. I've always loved the arts. Always, dancing, singing, and acting was always my thing. But never really believed in myself as an actor until maybe a year and a half ago. I started trying out, and
What was that? Did you lie to someone really well and go, "Oh, that was good"?
yeah. I said
He's really good though. He's a natural. He taught me some stuff on set.
Really?
He's really.
What did he teach you?
How can he teach you?
Well, give me one thing.
Seriously.
We just worked well together, and I think he reminded me. As you get older, you lose a little bit of your.
Hunger?
Your hunger and enthusiasm. And I think working with Aidan and seeing his hunger and his excitement really helped me refine that, which was really lovely.
Did you film this in Geraldton?
We filmed a lot.
Some of it,
yes.
yeah.
Split in Geraldton and some in Perth.
So does that mean that winning Survivor was good preparation for being in Geraldton?
How many times did you make fire?
I can make fire, actually, still, just to challenge myself every now and then.
That's how you make
Whip
dinner.
out a
Make
flint.
fire.
Pia was the hunter, I was the cook.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know. So very rarely can somebody pin their career and be and have a moment in time that everybody shares and everybody knows, and that is Ali Brandy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ali Brandy is part of your life and will always be part of your life. And we do know sometimes when people are banging on about one project too much, you go,
It's a bit
God, shut up
other
about
things,
it.
yeah.
How do you see it?
Look, I think it's a privilege to be in something that means so much to people.
Huge.
I just think it's nothing to complain about. I have such affection for the role. I have such affection for Melina, who wrote the book. And I think we went on that journey together of... at first I didn't realise I was still going to be talking about it in 25 years.
It's amazing, isn't it?
What a privilege. And I get to meet people every single day and they can if I can give them a lovely interaction and make their day.
That's nice.
I mean, you don't get to buy that. I'm very grateful.
I
for
really
that.
love that because some people, they work their guts to go, oh my God, there she is. And if they're eating, don't go up to someone that you know. But,
No.
Yeah.
but for you to make sure that interaction is lovely for them, a lot of people don't do that nowadays. So that's really sweet. So do people call you Ali Brandy sometimes? Do they think your name's Ali Brandy?
Yeah, sometimes they call me Josie. People love talking to me about Tomato Day, and I've done Tomato Day twice. I've done it once in Ali Brandy, and I do it once in Invisible Boys. Two times I've done Tomato Day are on screen, but I do humour them and listen to their wonderful stories about Tomato Day.
Hey, Aidan, give us a rundown of Invisible Boys for people who haven't read the book in the first place.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a super powerful story about 4 young men, exploring their sexuality. They're exploring just growing up in a small town where they feel like they can't be themselves and they can't express, how they truly feel. And, a lot of the time you experience that in school or out with friends and then you come home to your safe space. But, a lot of the boys experience that you don't have that safe space even when you go home, which is what's really interesting about the dynamic that we share as Zeke and Anna, that, home isn't always the safe space for him.
I'm not very nice to him.
Oh,
No.
take your shoes off.
But it's a beautiful story, and I think that people will really relate to it.
It is also about people finding their way, finding their tribe, and also about people who are in remote environments.
Country towns, mate.
We don't see a lot of that,
It's very
especially
insular.
with an edgy storyline, and young people, I think, will really relate to it.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in.
thank
We're really
you.
looking forward to
Thank you
seeing
all.
Invisible Boys on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
It's going to be incredible.
Per week or all dropping at the same
All dropping at the same
dropping.
time.
Same
Binged
time.
a lot of
Binge
it.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Lasso's been the talk of the town. One of the stars, Merrick Ashton, joins us.
Merrick, how are you?
Merrick Ashton.
So good. Thank you so much for having me.
Ashton. Merrick.
When you run with a last name like that, that's all the... It was straight into.
You're circus royalty.
No, we've got a bit of an issue with you.
Oh,
what have I done now? The last time we saw you was what? How old were you?
Actually, I think about 7 or 8 years ago, we did something.
No, it was way more than that.
Prior to that, I reckon I was 12, 13, 14.
Yeah. So, Merrick, you are old school circus. You're a full carny family, right?
Yeah.
Name like Ashton.
That's right. My family's been, in the circus industry for 170 years. So I'm 7th generation in the circus.
It's amazing.
That's
so they
amazing.
were back in the day when there were carts.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not even that long ago.
Yeah.
So back in the day when there was literally the circus would come to town and there'd be an elephant and the whole deal.
Even when I grew up, I had elephants and lions and tigers on the lot, which
it's amazing. Obviously, the circus has evolved since then.
a little bit. The landscape's a little bit different now.
Yeah.
Do you have to take those animals for a walk, by the way? Because you've got them, like all of us have got pets, we've got to get them outside every now and
I'm
then.
not taking a lion or a tiger for a walk.
Sean, when you don't take your dog out and start digging holes, imagine an elephant doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Stampy. Remember out of The Simpsons that time? He was a whole lot.
All right, so your whole life was circus. Let's talk about your background before we get into Lasso. So travelling around, what was that like for a kid? Because all of us is magical. One of the things as a child is running away with the circus. What's it like?
Yeah, so for me, obviously, it's very normal because that's all I knew.
normal?
Yeah,
that's all I've known. So the circus I grew up on was my grandfather's show. That was Ashton Circus, and that was the most recognisable, probably, for most people around, especially the older generation. But on that show, there was 70, 80 people, sometimes more than that at times, and a lot of them family. And so as a kid, up until we left there, I had a lot of kids around me,
the
my
community.
age. Yeah, exactly. And it's just a lot of fun and running amok.
And there's clowns and bloody acrobats. That's
the clowns are related to you because they're family members, aren't they?
How many of your family members are clown?
Oh, yeah, half of them.
Do you have an uncle or something that's a clown?
My cousins are all really good clowns, actually. Yeah,
Good clowns.
Sure, yeah.
There's a difference too.
Well, you can be a bad clown, but not funny. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
If you leave the circus, is it like Amish folk?
You can never go back.
Excommunicated, 100%.
Oh, excommunicated. I love that.
No, not at all. Actually, my brother, he, finished his career. He'd had enough performing, and now he has a government job here in Perth.
That's interesting.
He just goes and sits in an office.
Fantastic acrobat, like a very, very good. Kind of was like, I'm sick of performing and complete direction
Do
change.
people in the office know that he's an amazing acrobat from a circus, or does he keep that under wraps?
I'm sure he does something sometimes that gives the clue that he wasn't acrobat.
Dad, do you want a coffee?
Who's the guy backflipping on the photocopier?
It's amazing.
Oh, it's an amazing lifestyle to grow up in, but now you got your own cabaret show, which you've been doing for quite some time. Your wife performs in it as well.
Yeah, my wife's actually the singer in the show. She's a Perth girl. She grew up in City Beach. And
did you meet her when you were travelling?
Yeah, I actually met her family first and had a relationship with them prior to meeting her. And eventually I met her. And well, they owned the hotel and we were down there. We were working down there actually.
Yeah, you would have set up on the grassed area, that big park that's right in front of it, close to the water.
Did they ever say, God, you'd be good for my daughter?
I don't think so. I think they were trying to keep me away.
Merrick, have you ever gone away from performing and tried anything else for a period?
I can't do anything else, so I'm stuck doing this, and I wouldn't want to. That's like performing and doing,
So what sort of things do you do? Because you were always, we saw you as a kid. You were developing your skills all the time. You're just mucking around.
You were on the Wheel of Death when you were a kid.
Trapeze and doing high wire stuff as well, weren't you? So because you started doing that when you were really little.
Yeah, obviously you start doing when you're really, really little. You just do a little bit of everything, and it's just fun until you find what you like to do, and then that's when you put all your time and energy into that. My main act is called the slack wire. So it's a wire, it's quite loose, and I just do tricks on that.
Yeah, so it's balancing.
Balancing is amazing.
I want to go back to your girlfriend. So when you met your wife, so when you met her back in the day, so she was a singer? What?
Well, I didn't know she could sing, actually, but she did musical theatre at school and was in the choir and all those things. So she could sing, but she wasn't pursuing a career or anything like that. And actually, she didn't really enjoy singing in front of people. To be honest with you.
You brought that out in her?
Oh, I made her, yeah.
I made her?
You're like, if you're going to be in this circus...
I probably heard her in the shower one time. I was like, hey, wait, we can do something with
money off this.
We can do something.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.